Hello everyone, this is Vivi. Welcome back to my channel. And this is Marco, right behind me. He's so adorable with his pajama on. So in this video, I want to talk about fasting, especially for women, and also to give you some update about my chronic hive condition. And what I have done with the chronic hive now. I would say it is more than a year that I haven't taken any antihistamine at all, so it's safe to say that I totally get control of my hive condition and is about 90% gone. I don't feel bothered by it as much anymore. So fasting, what I'm talking about is not just intermittent fasting, but this is long-term fasting. Every year I do 7 days fasting, and this is my 4th year now. I have just finished 7-day fasting just like a couple days ago, and it is brutal. It's quite hard, but I decided to do fasting once a year just to give myself my body a deep cleanse, give it a break after so much eating throughout the year, especially living in this society, in this environment. We do expose ourselves with a lot of toxins, literally all the time. The food that we eat, the water that we drink, even the air that we breathe in, everything has toxins. So I think it is an act of self-care and self-love to do detox once in a while, and you don't really have to do like hardcore like 7 days fasting. And I kind of do it for like a spiritual purpose as well, not just for detoxing. In my opinion, any kind of detoxification has will take you deeper into your spiritual connection, for many reasons actually. Because I think that all these toxins is really what blocking you from connect to your higher self, your authentic self. And when you don't have to spend so much time cooking and cleaning, you kind of free up your time to connect deeper with yourself as well. That's my opinion. So that's why I think detox in general, fasting in general, does help you to connect deeper with yourself, to the divine, to your inner wisdom, to your higher self. So this is my 4th year doing 1 week fasting, and I want to, in this video, I want to emphasize the difference between fasting for men and women, because I make a really big mistake last year when I went straight to water fasting without knowing too much about the negative effect of it on your body and how much it would be so stressful for your body. So I actually hurt myself. So fasting can be pretty dangerous, especially for women. And in general, I don't think water fasting, complete water fasting, is really good for your body, because yes, it has some other benefits, like really great benefits, such as your cells can regenerate and your body can restore. However, it's also drain the nutrients in your body as well, and if your body doesn't have enough nutrients, then then it will break down and it will cause a lot of stress on the hormone. And that's exactly what happened to me last year, and I did only like 3 days fasting instead of like 1 week fasting. And after the second day or the third day, and I did just water fasting. I didn't take anything else. I didn't take any supplements. I was really hardcore jumping into it, and it was such quick disruption to the body that it just, my body was just like, what happened? How come like there's no food? So I started bleeding after the second day and the third day, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just finished my period. There's no way that I'm bleeding now. I thought that was strange. I thought something was wrong with me. I didn't think it was because of the fasting. Then I did a little research and to see if fasting can cause spotting or bleeding in women, and it actually does because it's really stress hormone. So for any female out there who suffer chronic hive and you want to fast in order to reduce your allergy symptoms, to improve your health, to improve your chronic hive situation, please make sure that you take a lot of supplements and maybe not go full out with water fasting, but be a lot more gentle with your body. So that is what I learned. And this year when I decided to go for 1 week fasting, 7-day fasting, I make sure that I take a lot of supplements and minerals, and I transition my body slowly to water fasting and not quickly disrupt the body by just stop eating immediately and just take just drink water all day long. So what I did was for the first day, I still have the first meal, and I prefer to fast later in the afternoon. So that day is on the first day, or like half a day, is still a little bit easy for your body to transition through. And then for the next day, and the day after that, I take some juice along with tea, and I add a little bit of grass-fed butter into my tea. This is a tip, a tip that I learned from I think from Gaia or from biohacking, to add a little bit butter to activate the ketosis in your body. So it helps. I find that it helps to sustain the hunger, and for the first day and the second day I didn't feel like hungry so much because of that. With just 1 teaspoon of grass-fed butter, or you can also use coconut oil as well into the tea and then mix it up. So I use matcha because that's what I love. I drink matcha every day, but I just don't add the sweetener like honey or maple syrup, but just matcha, and I add some mineral reishi mushroom with a little bit of butter, and that's all I take for the whole day. Then the second day I realized that my muscles is really weak, and I had a little bit of muscle cramps, so it's like a lot for my body to take magnesium. So I decided to take like some cacao butter with a little bit butter, still cacao water with a little bit butter, and it helps tremendously with the muscle cramp. So along with that, I also take vitamin B12, vitamin C, D, and potassium. And when I drink water, I add a little bit of sea salt in there. And I find that with these additions in my fast, it makes a huge difference compared to last year. And this year I am able to sustain my fast up to 7 days. I think like about 7.5 days. But because I was fasting during the full moon time, it was a lot harder for my body as well. However, I set out my goal to finish the fasting within 7 days, and I was able to achieve that. And my periods actually came around that time. I thought it would come later, but it actually came around that time as well. But it did modify my bleeding a little bit. It doesn't bleed as much actually, and I finished my period a little faster than usual. But I feel like my body isn't stressed so much that it was not tolerable by just adding a little bit of butter and the vitamins and the minerals during this fast. So why did I decide to fast once a year, once a year for about 6-7 days? It depends on the year, and I want to do that. Like I mentioned earlier, I want to have a thorough detox of my body as an act of self-care, and I also want to improve my my clarity as well, to have a better mental focus and reset my body to get ready for the new year, technically. And I think that fasting is also a great practice to train myself with disciplinary and to overcome the habit of eating. I just don't want to be controlled by food and hunger. I used to be the kind of person who's like, I love food so much because I'm a foodie, and it's so hard for me to fast, and I get angry when I'm hungry. It's hangry. I get hangry. So fasting helped me to control that aspect of myself, to not allow that like I wouldn't say that I'm suppressing myself so much, but I to me this is like control a part of myself that is egoistic and is easy to get obsessed, basically, to control my obsession over food and unhealthy eating habits. So once a year I kind of remind myself that I am in control of myself, and I can choose what I want to eat, and I choose to discipline myself. But I also realize that through the fasting period, it helps me to have so much more appreciation for food, for nature in general. It also frees me time from cooking and cleaning, so that I have more time to meditate and to do something else that I haven't, to catch up on my to-do list that I haven't got to do because I have to to clean and cook all day long. So to me, that's the benefit of fasting. Besides just detoxing my body, it has the benefit of for the mental health, for my psychological health, because I'm able to control myself, because I'm able to control my hunger, to train myself with more disciplinary, and to have a deeper spiritual connection as well. So about chronic hive, this is over a year. It has been over a year that I haven't taken any antihistamine, and I do feel that my chronic hive condition continue to reduce over time. This year, the whole time when I was fasting, I didn't feel my skin is itchy at all. When I started to eat again, I do feel that my skin is kind of itchy a little bit. And what I do these days is to control my itchiness, to relieve my itchiness, is by just doing meditation. It's crazy. It sounds crazy or supernatural. but it's just really that easy for me. I do this every night when I go to sleep. I just do Reiki on myself, or I just listen to the singing bowl, the Tibetan singing bowl. Lately, I have been more interested in doing Reiki on myself, and I just feel the energy flow through my body, and my itchiness just goes away. It sounds pretty crazy and unreal, but that's what I have been doing for the last few days. And sometimes I feel like itchiness like underneath of my feet, like around my sole, or like around my sciatica, like my butt and my back and my shoulder. And I do feel that it flares up occasionally. Sometimes it's every day, sometimes it's just once in a while that it flares up. Maybe because something that I eat, I don't know. But whenever that happens, it's not really super intense. I just scratch myself a little bit, and then at the end of the night, I just call on Reiki, and I just close my eyes, and I just feel the energy flow, and the itchiness goes away. It's just that simple for me. If it's not too much, if the itchiness is not too much, I just quiet my mind a little bit, and then it goes away. Like, even like talking about it, I would feel itchy, like in my skin, like around my shoulder, like I would feel itchy. And tonight I would just listen to meditation. I do some kind of meditation, or sometimes I also put crystals on myself, and I just ask the crystal to cleanse my energy, and that's it. And I feel better the next day. And sometimes I do feel really itchy, especially around my leg. And I also do the same thing. Sometimes it can flare up a lot in my leg, and I just get quiet, focus on my energy, and just focus on the energy of Reiki to flow through my body, and then a few minutes later it just goes away. So that's how I have managed my hive. And I think in order for me to get to this level. It is because I have done a lot to clear out my toxins. I do realize that the reason for Hive for me is because yes, it could be the toxins in the body that accumulate over time through food and water, and fasting over the year has helped to reduce that significantly. And I do also use multiple holistic healing modalities to heal myself over the years as well, to reduce the symptoms of the hive. And I have to say that it works miraculously, and I have not taken any kind of medicine now. Since last year, I talk about using hypnosis to do quantum hypnosis, and that helps to reduce my hive significantly. Then after that, I was monitoring myself every night with meditation using Tibetan singing bowl, and I do feel a lot of energy like flow through my body. That's how I have monitored myself up until probably the end of last year, and I realized that my itchiness the hive, it doesn't come like every day now. It's just like occasionally. So I do notice a really big difference, and I just use meditation and Reiki to monitor it, and I don't listen to singing bowl every night anymore, and it doesn't worsen my symptom in any way. So beside the toxins, the food toxins, the water, like these are the physical toxins, but I think a lot of it has to do with unclean energy as well. And I think that's probably the reason why doing meditation, Reiki, and singing bowl is really helping me with the hive. And I think this is something that a lot of people are probably not aware of. For the most part, we are aware of the toxins that we eat, right? The food that we eat, because there's so much pesticides and chemicals, and there's so much chlorine, fluoride in water and all of that. But I think a lot of people are not aware of the fact that we are bombarded with unclean or negative energy on a day-to-day basis. And because I practice energy healing, so I get more sensitive with it over times. And it's not like when I feel negative energy, like I would get itchy right away, but it seems like an accumulation of negative energy over time. Sometimes it's not even negative, it's kind of like parasite, like energetic parasite that kind of got stuck on your auras, which requires you to do a lot of energetic hygiene in order to cleanse this energy. Because in my in my case, I think that's one of the reasons that caused me to have hive, because that's why it's easy for me to just go into meditation and then I'm not itchy. Sometimes it's not even about the food. That's one thing. Energetic parasite, negative energy that you are bombarded on a day-to-day basis in your surrounding, in your environment. Like if you go to the grocery store, there's just like so many different kinds of energy there. And when you go out on the street, and sometimes if like it's a place can really store energy, and if there's like unhappy event or some kind of negative traumatic event happen in a certain place, it just store in that area. And when you happen to pass by that area, you sometimes can feel that energy, or you can some of that energy can get stuck onto your aura. That's how I feel sometimes. So that's one of the way that could cause hive. It sounds really ridiculous because we can't see energy, so we don't know what kind of energy is out there that's stuck on our aura. Another reason is because we are very much ungrounded. A lot of anxiety can cause disruption to your immune system, and releases a lot of histamine, which flares up on your body. So anxiety is another big reason of causing hive. However, because I have done a lot of healing work, it helps me to stay centered a lot within myself, and calm and at peace within myself. That's why the less anxiety I have, the less I feel the itchiness underneath my skin as well. So it's like hidden fears. Like if I'm being pushed to do something that I'm unsure about, or go into the unknown, so these fears can also raise up the anxiety, right? So it causes it causes hive for my skin to flare up and get itchiness. And I think that's another reason that occasionally I feel that my skin is itchy, because as explained in my previous video, that I'm going through a really big transition in my life now, and so there's a lot of changes and unknown factors, and I feel like I'm really being pushed out of my comfort zone again. That's why I still feel the itchiness, I still feel the hive, and I still feel the fears and the anxiety, not knowing what's going to happen in the future. But with practice, I have been able to manage these fears and anxiety, and with awareness, I feel like I can shift my mind to a state that is calmer, and let go of the control, and be more on the flow. So the more you're on the flow and just surrender yourself, just like what I was explaining in my previous video, like when I surrender, like it just happened, my manifestation happened, and I found a land that I love. So and I didn't have to go through so much stress and anxiety, but I couldn't help it. I did anyway, but I didn't have to go through that. So the more I remind myself, the more I stay in that awareness, the more I feel calm, and knowing that everything is going to happen in a divine timing. and that everything is going to happen for me, and everything I want is going to manifest no matter what. So it is a lot of practice, and I find that being in nature is helping tremendously to shift myself into a calmer state of mind, and also to do meditation every single day. And yes, I do meditation every day, either before I go to sleep or during the day, to get intuitive download messages and guidance for myself as well. So the more you connect with your inner self, the more you become intuitive. It's also much easier to stay calm and centered, and not let that anxiety control you, which going to reflect and inflict on your body, which cause hive. And detox and fasting also comes into place. That's why I like to do it once a year, like longer fast once a year, to have deeper connection with myself, to receive the guidance, so that I don't go into a state of fear and anxiety. So overall, I feel like this healing process of chronic hive does really lead me more into my spiritual growth, because as I heal myself, I find that it trains me and it helps me to learn more different healing modalities, and also to have better control of myself, to know how to take care of myself better in order to advance my spiritual growth. So that's why I think this chronic hive is in some way a blessing. Like, it helps me so much to learn about myself, to grow as a person. And if we tune in into our body and listen to the body, we can learn so much, and we can really heal ourselves without harsh medication that sometimes can have negative impact on the body. So that's all I have for you today. That's my journey of fasting and chronic hive. So if you want to learn more about how I have been able to manage my chronic hive and heal my chronic hive thus far through the process of fasting and holistic healing modalities, check out my previous videos, because I started doing this 3 years ago, and once a year I give an update on that. And I think this video is going to be my last one updating on chronic hive, because I don't think there's anything else to talk much after that. I think I consider myself already healed after 1 year of not taking antihistamine, and even if I have hive now, I just go into meditation, and that is it. There's nothing else that I can share about this this chronic hive. And I hope that you too will be able to heal yourself, to grow through this process, and understand that everything is really happening for you. And once you come out of it, once you're able to heal yourself, you will learn so much and gain so much wisdom from this illness. And so, thank you so much for listening to me ramble on this process, and I hope that I was able to share some useful insights with you. Until the next video, I wish you all the best. See you then. Bye.